Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Sentinel League 3.18. In this episode, I'm going to be going over the new community post of saying Sentinel will not be going core for now. I wanted to start off the video with Sentinel controller. Boom! Oh man, I'm gonna this controller, this tree, the extra passives. Oh, and then the free refunding. Rip. So what am I talking about? Will Sentinel become a core Path of Exile mechanic? With the Sentinel League ending soon, you may be wondering whether this mechanic becomes a part of Path of Exile's core game. The answer is no. For now. The League would take some changes before it would be appropriate to become a core Path of Exile mechanic, and while this is something we're interested in looking into in the future, it's not the time now. When the Sentinel League ends in a few weeks, all of your existing power cores and Sentinels will be deleted. Recombinators won't drop anymore, but the existing ones will continue to work in Standard and will become progressively more scarce as they are consumed. We know that you really enjoyed the crafting options provided by Recombinators. We're looking for a way to bring them back in the future. If and when we do so, existing Recombinators will likely change their function to work however the new ones function. We'll signal this in the news beforehand so that you can make sure to consume existing ones if you prefer how they used to work. In the meantime, you still have some time left to complete your unfinished challenges in the league before we say goodbye to the Sentinels. So I want to give my opinion of Sentinel League, what I think of it overall as a mechanic, what I think of Sentinel, the Recombinators, the power cores, the everything. I want to give my opinion of the tiering of the Sentinels, the loot, the controller, the actual 3 Sentinels, everything, the combining, the crafting, the unique Sentinels, the power cores, the recombinator crafting, and all the stuff that it opened up. I want to go through all of this, so I have some gameplay, and let's discuss this. I want to start a discussion over Sentinel because I think it's really cool. Alright, it's time to discuss Sentinel now, though. So, do I like Sentinel? Let's start it off with that. The answer is a simple yes. Now I will go into all the details because there's so much going on with Sentinel. In the background, you guys can enjoy a Blight Ravage map with triple gold, triple silver, triple opalescent, Crimson Temple, 456 Quan. Okay. Being able to choose which Sentinel you want to use, or all 3, was amazing. Specking into this Sentinel controller, and then it didn't have to cost regret orbs or orbs of unmaking to respec it, so you could try all the stuff you wanted and you could just play the game and have a good time. And yeah, and then it's gonna make the game more difficult, so it shouldn't even cost anything to make it. Yep. I love the red and blue Sentinel the most because blue was really fun because it had such high potential, if you get it in the middle of a big pack, but then it was really hard to use with our minions that we couldn't choose to not stop killing. So with the explode AG, it wasn't great. Where red was consistent and pretty good, the blue you could steal, like, mess up the chain. But both really good. Still, even yellow wasn't terrible. It was pretty good when you used it right on bosses and stuff specifically. You had to use the Sentinels in their correct spots. Choosing what enemies to buff more precisely than a Delirium is extremely enjoyable. Choosing your difficulty, your Sentinel, your empowerment, everything. Choosing your loot from crafting Sentinels. It was fun crafting Sentinels with power cores since they weren't craftable otherwise. Power cores enabled absolutely insane Sentinels, and with some decent Sentinel knowledge, it was actually worth using the power cores to craft the Sentinels. Like, when the difference between a bad Sentinel that you just had and then making a really powerful one was really, really insane, and it did scale up really hard, and you couldn't get the really insane ones without crafting. So, and that crafting was the power cores. It was really good. Target farming rewards was never this easy. The league mechanic was able to get league mechanic specific loot, allowing you to skip half the league mechanics like Metamorph for Catalyst, Ghastly Jewels from Abyss, Breach Splinters, Timeless Splinters from Legion, Elder, Shaper, Conqueror maps without fighting map bosses. It had Expedition rerolls, Ritual Vessel Splinters, Deli Cluster Jewels, Oils. Absolutely insane league mechanic. It was great for just generic currency and uniques too. The scaling difficulty and complexity of this league mechanic was one of its shining features. that as you learn more and play the mechanic better, it was extremely worth it. The fact that it had the like complexity that you could actually learn, and then it felt worth it, and it's really enjoyable, and then just to take like for it to be gone for a while now, and we're gonna be missing so much stuff. Oh my god. So Sentinels and rewards aside, recombinators, what about those? Recombinators are amazing, one of the greatest additions to the game. It's an item sync, provides value to identifying items, ground items, identified items, reading mods, temple delve mods, fractured mods, synthesis bases, even just high-level bases to recombinate like Convoking Ones, Valor Regalius, high-level evasion bases for spell suppression. The problem with Recombinator comes when it is nearly replacing all forms of crafting single-handedly. It's cool when you can recombine fractured items in these really powerful crafts enabled by the Recombinators, but when someone is recombining 100 items together to skirt another intended crafting method, it can't help but feel like an abuse case. Without recombinators, we can't make spell suppression ES gear, no double fractured, triple fractured, no more temple and delve mods, but making the basic gear cheaper was just a result of the recombinators being too common and too cheap. If they cost more per try, and were more rare, since it wouldn't be Sentinel League anyways, it wouldn't be the main mechanic too. Depends on the implementation of Sentinel in a future league if recombinators are more rare. I expect something similar to Heist where they just drop off of monsters and you can use the Atlas passives to buff maybe one of the Sentinels at a time, and I'd hope that recombinators stay just as powerful and keep their appeal and are just made more rare because they're really complicated, and you should keep them powerful to make it worth it, because it won't be as worth it. It's really like, then you can keep the complexity and then you can keep the power, and it actually is like an end game mechanic and it's really good. But make the beginning middle part to, yeah, that's abuse. So then, and probably how easy it is and how we were using them on garbage and all that, maybe the rewards, but so then it depends on how they implement it, but it'll probably be similar to Heist, dropping off monsters like contracts and blueprints. And then I would hope that recombinators stay as powerful and have the appeal, and are just made more rare so that other forms of crafting can exist again, and recombinators can be that endgame powerhouse with the huge risk and huge rewards, because when you have your two sides and you're risking it and you click that recombinate button and you're watching the mods print down, that's what we're doing it for. The multiple fractures, the craziness. I think that potentially recombinating mirrored items is also an exception and kind of breaks the game. I was uncertain about this at first, but after more contemplation, I think that it kind of breaks the game because it stops the item sync and instead is just a mirror sync. So to maintain the item sync and to have it be the process be more annoying, you don't allow the mirror. That would probably make it healthier. You could have the mirror and then it's a mirror sync too. I'm just saying, like, it definitely messes it up at the top end after. So then I thought that by this league mechanic not going core, their plan was to hold Ultimatum, Sentinel, and maybe the next three good league mechanics, so 3.19, 3.20, and 3.21, hostage temporarily to later bring them all back. 5 at the same time to overwhelm us. But then it was brought to my attention that if the next league is as insane or more insane than Sentinel League, it would overwhelm us alone, and then we also could have had Sentinel and maybe Ultimatum, and since Sentinel League was already so insane, then it would be like way too much. But since Sentinel League was already insane, but I think it would be different because we are not brand new to Sentinel unless they change it drastically. So like it's not the same as like if you actually had two leagues like Sentinel and another league at the same time. We have already had Sentinel, but for the average person who's still overwhelmed by Sentinel at this point, then them having Sentinel, Ultimatum, and the next league would maybe be too much. Because you'd have to micromanage all the buttons, all the Sentinels, all the new league, and everything. It'd be so insane. So that might be holding back Sentinel because they know a lot of people would be overwhelmed and they're probably really excited for 3.19. They did say that somehow 3.19 is bigger than 3.18, even though Sentinel was so insane. So then the final words, Sentinel is sick. I'd like a little bit less micromanagement. maybe smaller Sentinels, maybe less but more powerful mods on the Sentinels. Recombinators probably more rare, but keep the power level. Probably address them replacing crafting and other farming of other mechanics. They can be an alternative, but not oppressive. A league without Sentinel. No insanely fractured items, no moving items and bases, no more Sentinel and Go maps. But I look forward to its return in the future, or maybe I can change their mind for the next season, guys. This is a pretty cool Blight Ravage map too, as you see. We got a 7 years bad luck out of my stack deck. We had all that fat loot, and we had 2 Tainted Oils this map. What the heck? And yeah, lots of thoughts here. Basically, I love Sentinel, and I'm gonna temporarily miss it while they work on it, and then I hope. Well, it seems that the next league is gonna be cool, and I'm looking forward to that. And maybe they're right that we would be overwhelmed, and so this is the right thing to do. My final thought was, oh no, my Enlightened 4 glove too. The Sentinel mods are gonna be gone too. It even added Sentinel mods. My Val Pact build. I didn't make it. Oh no, my Sentinel mods. Dude, it's... my Spell Suppression Sork boot. My Spell Suppression Sork glove. My Spell Suppression Hubris Circlet. My Spell Suppression Val Regali. My my Global Defenses Val Regali. My ESCI build. My triple fractured ones. Oh no. Oh no, man. Oh no. Oh no, dude. And then look at this. 200 armor recoms, 200 jewelry, 114 weapon. I did a little bit of Sentinel. That's my extra. God damn. Well, I hope it goes into the game. I hope it goes core, and I hope they change their mind, and I hope that the 4 now just meant, like, while they were still working on it and thinking about it, and they just needed more input, and maybe this helps. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Leave a like if you guys like Sentinel. If you like the video, hey, hit that subscribe button so you guys are notified of the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!